Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, Sloka 66, Part 93. Sarva-dharmān parityajya, mām ekaṁ śaraṇaṁ vraja, ahaṁ sarva-pāpebhyo, mokṣayiṣyāmi ma śucaḥ. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Sarva-dharmān parityajya. This line we discussed in the previous session. Sarva-dharmān. There are many dharmas as means to attain the Lord. Parityajya. Give up all those different dharmas. This is what we learned in the previous session. Now the second line says, Mām ekaṁ śaraṇaṁ vraja. After hearing the first line, the question comes immediately is, well, if I give up all the dharmas, then what am I supposed to do? How do I attain the spiritual world? How do I attain you? The answer is in the second line, Mām ekaṁ śaraṇaṁ vraja. The first line had 2 words. Now in the second line, we have 4 words. Mām ekaṁ śaraṇaṁ vraja. Now let's learn about the first word in the second line. That is third word in the sequence. Mām. Mām means me. Me who is very keen on protecting one and all. Me who is ready to cater to your wishes. Me who is your unfailing refuge. Me who is easygoing. Me who never give up on you. Even if my consort herself, who was a purushakara to get you, decided, changed her mind to reject you, I will not do so. Me who has come down and standing in front of you as Krishna. Me who is different from the other forms like Narayana, Antaryami and so forth. In this word, Mām, the Lord's special attributes are reflected. Is Vatsalyam, is Swamitvam, is Saushilyam, is Saulabhyam. Vatsalyam is the Daya, Karuna, compassion of the Lord, which overlooks the mistakes of the living entities and accepts him. Krishna responded to the enemies of the Pandavas with this guna, Vatsalyam, in the first place, and then consoled Arjuna, who was deluded about the proper dharma of Kshatriyas, through his upadeshan, through his instructions, how Arjuna should conduct himself. From these we can see the Vatsalya guna. Second, Samitvam is being revealed by this term Mām. This is revealed by the Lord himself when he instructed that there is no one who is equal or superior to him. Our relationship with him as our unconditional Lord, Swami. The third attribute that is being revealed by this term Mām is Saushilyam, the guna of great ones to mix with others who are lowly. This was revealed when the Lord volunteering as his charioteer, as asked by Arjuna. Arjuna was ordering Krishna to bind the horses, to bring the chariot, to go right, to go left, to go straight, to stop. So being Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna mixes with those who are not equal to him at all, but consider them to be equal to him, or even at times consider them to be greater than him. The fourth guna, when Krishna says Mām, can be learnt is Saulabhyam, meaning easy accessibility. The previous one is Saushilyam, meaning mixing with everyone without seeing any difference, whereas Saulabhyam is making himself accessible to others. This guna is revealed when the Lord, who is beyond anyone's reach, even for great sages like Sanakas, making himself visible to all living entities so that they can see him and enjoy him with their mamsa chakshushu, physical eyes. For instance, when Arjuna prayed for the Vishvarupa Darshana, the universal form, the Lord, O Saulabhyan, responded and blessed Arjuna to have that vision to worship the universal form. And when Arjuna was overwhelmed by seeing the universal form, he begged the Lord to resume his normal form as his friend and well-wisher. And the Lord accepted that request as well. All these are because of his quality called Saulabhyatvam. These qualities are indicated through the word Mam. Not only that, Mam also refers to Lord's consort who never ever leaves his side. Because when Krishna says Mam, he touches his chest where the Lord's consort resides. That indicates Mam also refers to Mother Goddess. Now let's learn about the second word in the second line. Ekaṁ. Well, the first question raises in our mind is, when the word Mam already shows him, why then Krishna should use another word, Ekaṁ, again in referring to himself? Ekaṁ means himself, he alone. The question is, it is already clear when Krishna said Mam, then what is the need for repetition with this word Ekaṁ? This is to show that he is himself the upaya, the means, and phalam, the goal. One may surrender and one may still think, I surrendered unto the Lord. But Krishna makes it clear by this word that even thinking I performed Sharanagati is another sign of being independent, independently responsible for securing one's moksha. So to remove that idea, even that idea of thinking I am surrendering unto you, let my surrendering become a means to attain you. Krishna says Ekaṁ. It is me who is the mean and it's me who is the goal. Nothing else stands in between. Even the desire to do Sharanagati arises from his grace, induced by him, blessed by him, by using the senses given by him, following the way shown by him, with his help in performing and awaiting the reward to be granted by him. This should be the mood of the aspirant performing Sharanagati. One cannot demand or think, because I have performed Sharanagati, you give me moksha. That is not the right mood. In fact, that is not the mood of a Sharanagata. Upayams are of two kinds, Siddhopayam and Sadhyopayam, and these terms must not be alien at this point. We have discussed this in the past quite few times. The means, Upayam, which exists from time immemorial, is recognized as Siddhopayam, that is, the Lord himself, whereas the other Upayams like Bhakti or Prapatti are called Sadhyopayam. This Eka Shabdam that has been used is to correct one's wrong understanding, to consider Ishvara, Krishna, O Siddhopayam with Sadhyopayam. It is true, Bhakti and Sharanagati are Upayams, but their effect ceases after the removal of the dissatisfaction, the anger of the Lord that he has with us because of we trespassing his shastras. When we say bhakti ceases away, it doesn't mean there won't be any more bhakti after that. Even after going to the spiritual world, we perform bhakti. What it means here, that it removes the anger of the Lord that He has upon us due to our misdeeds. After that, it's all taken over by the Lord. So bhakti and prapatti are sadhyopayam for that reason, but the Lord Himself is siddhopayam, who exists always, unlike the act of bhakti and prapatti. And He is the one who makes one desiring of gaining spiritual world to perform sharanagati by creating a sadachara, sambandha, connecting that person with an acharya, with a guru. And he accepts the sharanagati as a excuse or a reason for acting. When a sharanagata has followed the upayam of sharanagati, the Lord does not want any burden to stand in between him and one who performed the sharanagati. Therefore, he stands in and carries all the burdens himself. This attribute of Lord is revealed by this eka shabdam. The most merciful Lord says to the sharanagata that there is no need for him to do any kinds of upayams to gain their results and get distracted by chasing after them. He says, because you have surrendered unto me, I alone promise to give all the results to you. That alone is eka shabdam. The third word is śaraṇaṁ. This is equivalent of means, upayam. Although this word could denote as protector, the house, and the means, in this context it denotes only means, because it connects well with the first line, sarva-dharmān parityajya. The living entity, the conditioned souls, with its anadikala karma, is united with the physical body to keep us swirling in the samsara, in the material ocean. For such people like us, the Supreme Lord lends a helping hand to lift us out of this fearful samsara through the process of bhakti and sharanagati. Next, he gives his own self as siddhopayam. He frees the living entities of all concerns about his protection, and the Lord accepts the role of He alone as the protector. So the word śaraṇaṁ is where the Savior, that is Krishna, is placed in the position of upaya, means, so that the sharanagata may refrain from any effort on his part to save himself other than simply surrendering unto the Lord. The last word in the second line, that is the sixth word in the first half of the sloka, is vraja. The word vraja is in the second person as it is addressed to a person facing Krishna. The root meaning of vraja is go, but here it relates to thinking or having firm consideration that Krishna alone as the means. Thus, mam ekaṁ śaraṇaṁ vraja means consider firmly me alone as the means. That is to make it very clear that the sharanagati could be done bodily, by word of mouth, or mental contemplation. Here the word vraja, which means consider, refers to the last category of having that firm knowledge, Krishna alone as the means. It may be questioned that when Jivatma is entirely dependent on God, how can he be ordered to do something which the word vraja implies? Anything has to be done must be done by the Lord himself, because we are dependent on him. Then why even this word vraja has been used, conveying the message, have a firm conviction that Krishna alone is the means? Let's see the answer. Just as non-sentient things like ether or fire bear the attributes of sound and heat respectively, which are created by God. Likewise, the Lord has invested in each of the jiva the jnana shakti, ichcha shakti and kriya shakti, the knowledge, the desire and an action, in exercise of which he becomes the doer in a limited sense. So what Krishna is saying here is one should give up the idea of this doership also. We also studied this in the previous session that Jivatma is just 1 out of 5 agents who get involved in any actions. Therefore, the living entity is fit to be directed to do things or give up doing things. And vraja may very well fit into both the categories of performance or giving up of an action. Giving up the idea of I am the doer, and performance of action accepting firmly that he alone is the means. That is vraja. To summarize the first 2 lines, sarva-dharmān, things that need to be discarded, parityajya, discarding them, mām, the means to be considered, ekaṁ, the unique character of that means which does not require any other aid, śaraṇaṁ, the means itself, vraja, considering firmly the Lord as the one and only means. In our next session, we'll continue with the second half of the sloka. Ahaṁ sarva-pāpebhyo mokṣayiṣyāmi ma śucaḥ. Thank you. Hare Krishna.